Hi, welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm Bart, and I'm here to do what looks like to be a relationship reading for you. We'll see how it goes, but that seems to kind of be the overall film, the overall film feeling, the overall feeling of the cards that I pulled so far. Um, the first card I pulled was this one, Cycle. So there's some sort of repetitive cycle here going on in your life with some relationship. That's the second card here. Um, and the feeling I'm getting some, if you look at her here in the second card, the two keywords is distant and connected. And my feeling with it is this person here who's looking, that there's some sort of disconnect in this relationship, that somehow you are not really experiencing the closeness that you would like, the connection, uh, which have sent you on a search for something. Now this to me, she looks also very much like she feels alone, she is sad, she is um, missing. This is the devotion card, and you can see here, to me that looks kind of like you have a red heart. I don't really know that that's exactly what she's holding, but this thing of, yeah, a bleeding heart here basically. There could be some sort of betrayal, there could be suspicions about something not being quite right here. Someone suspicions of something. Let's see how it goes. I feel like I should pull a few of these as well. Opportunity, worries. Yep, see these two together. All right. Yeah, seeing everything a little from above in since this card with the cycle is here, this is not the first time that you've been here in this particular relationship. This is something that has been going on, and perhaps that's also, why there's this feeling of distance, of being alone, of, yeah, of worrying with this card. There's an opportunity here to see things from above, to see, find out what really is going on here. There's worries, and there's also a stranger, so this could be some sort of third party situation here, where something or someone is somehow interfering in this relationship. With the communication card here, I feel there is coming, or there is going to be a chance to talk about this, which of course is good. Let's see what this says. A wise being. Okay, so there's some information coming your way, is my feeling with this, that somehow is going to open up communication, simply because you feel like, okay, I need to speak my truth here. You are on the search for some sort of I want to say explanation, but I'm not really sure that's what it is. But you're definitely on the search for some way of figuring out what is going on here, because you're feeling this indifference from this person. He's staring out into the distance. Now, mind you, this might as well be reversed as far as gender, but in this particular picture, it's the guy looking, up at the moon, and kind of like you get this feeling of not being present in the connection, but sort of being somewhere else. So, yeah, money is coming. Not sure what that really has to do with this, but we'll see. Discomfort. Yeah, there's definitely a feeling of, not being happy, not being content, not being safe is what I've seen. And I don't mean necessarily physical safe here. I just feel this sense of not feeling secure in this connection. So here's the dark night of the soul, magic and resentment. So there's definitely something going on here that's not really the greatest energy at all. Let's see what the, whoa, okay. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. I'll forewarn you, these cards are not easy. They're a little too big and a little too stiff and rigid to, I pre-shuffled them, but I really like the images on them, which is why I use them. So, Spirit, let's see what is challenging this connection here. What is going on here? The teacher. So, yeah, definitely, a sense of you learning something from this. This for me, when it comes up like this, can also mean that this is in some way a karmic relationship that is here to teach you a lesson. Also because it's kind of has this feeling of repeating cycles. It's like this has been going on and on and on. And are you actually going to learn what is here? See how the moon energy is here, and also here with this, and he's there, staring at the moon. There's also some kind of feeling with that it's, this could go back lifetimes. He's like staring out into the distance, and my feeling with this is this could actually be some sort of karmic connection that has gone back several lifetimes, and you're here to try and actually resolve this cycle now. Now, this does not necessarily mean that this is a bad connection. In all reality, all connections have karma in them, because that's why we're here. The Hanged One perspective, that's the Hanged Man in the ring. So there's something about hanging on to something, some way of seeing things, sort of this waiting energy, and in this kind of like we're not really moving, we keep repeating the same cycles again and again and again, and it creates discomfort. It doesn't really create here's the Five of Swords, inner conflict, perhaps discussions, fights, all that type of thing. The connection in this is definitely suffering right now. Here's the Queen of Wands, this very and I don't know, this, my feeling with this is you, which is interesting because she is very abundant. She is very grounded, standing in in her own power, so to speak, abundant, and just that's a nice energy. So perhaps this is also you getting to a place of real resentment in this, feeling like you're not getting out of the connection what you put into it, you're not getting out of the connection what you need, and there's sort of a discomfort and out of balance type of thing here. At the bottom of the deck here is the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, but is also this single I can be happy by myself type of energy. So my feeling here is, well, I'm about to say enough is enough with this, or you are. I don't mean me. Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit? Whoops. Yeah, the Magician and the the King of Cups. All right, so something's happening here. Here's the King of Cups, intuition, love, lovey-dovey type of thing with the Magician. My feeling here is the Magician can sometimes be a bit of a trickster energy too, and I'm sort of having this. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, the moon. There's some sort of illusion going on here. There's someone trying to tell you that, oh, no, everything is okay. There's nothing to worry about. Perhaps the other person is working a little too much, or they've been preoccupied with something else. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Sure, there's devotion here, there's love here, all of that stuff. But it's like something is not real. Something is hidden in this moon energy. You see the moon here actually is shedding a little bit of a tear. There's some, and underneath is the Lovers. There's something in this connection that is just not really, really the way that it should be now. My throat is closing up a little bit. This could, perhaps something is not being said that needs to be said. And again, it could be that something is just not true. That someone is trying to get away with something. Let's see, Spirit. What's the supporting energies in all of this? Well, okay, that's too many. These cards are not easy to shuffle. Let's see here. But yeah, and again, you've been here before. In this relationship, perhaps in previous relationships, this is not a new energy to you. So, yeah, the moon again. Definitely something is kind of being hidden here in the dark. Here's the Strength card and the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, you're ready now to move this forward. I'm kind of like come hell or high water. I'm sorry. I know that's not, a cool expression, but seeing clearly. You are seeing something clearly here, and my throat keeps really, really kind of being, a little closing up here type of thing. So there's definitely discomfort here. The Dark Night of the Soul and the money is coming. I'm thinking this is, perhaps a separate message. We'll see if something more comes up about that. A wise being. I kind of feel like that this teacher here could, yeah, this connection is here to teach you something, but I also feel like this could be your guide trying to tell you, okay, follow your intuition in this. You do know that something is not the way that it's being presented to you right now. You kind of feel the distance, you feel the discomfort. So let's see what else, Spirit. What else can you tell me? Whoa, not so many. Can we have like 2 or 3 maybe? Please and thank you. Yeah, 9 of Wands. A burden here. This does not feel good. This is not, this is not a good energy. This is an energy of caring too much. And again, I feel like there's an unbalance in this relationship. Here's the Star card, healing, and here's the 10 of Wands. So again, you go from the 9 to the 10 of Wands. Something is definitely ending here, whether it's going to be the relationship or you just putting up with whatever it is that's not being said. And here's the Empress behind of that. So yeah, you're going to be like, okay, that's it. I've had enough. We need to find some sort of solution in this. What don't you see coming? The Lovers. Okay, the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Wow. Well, it could be, that this whole discussion is going to help you see clearly and help the other person see clearly also. And so something is going to change here. The Wheel of Fortune is going to move, getting into this King of Cups energy without, transforming it into something more stable. This is a nice energy. So let's see here. 6 of Coins, yeah, generosity. 9 of Swords, there's still, there's still some minds, something going on here. Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit, about this? Nope. All right. Okay. Ace of Cups, new beginning, Again, the Nine of Swords. There's something here that is just not. And here's the page of Pentacles. Five of Wands. Yeah. This could be, since these are Pentacles, some sort of message about something with money. Money is coming, it says here. But perhaps there's also been some secrets around money in this connection. I would at least be a little bit curious about that, since they are coming up here. Five of Pentacles is this lack feeling, this feeling of not really, being left out in the cold, not having everything that you need, things not really going. Pentacles, of course, is, your physical, your money, your abundance, that type of thing. There could be some secrecy going on around money in this connection. So just, be aware of that. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, Spirit? What is that? Let's see. Triggers, your higher self, and time travel. Well, perhaps look back and see previous in this cycle. Has there been any times where you've kind of felt like there was some dishonesty around money, disagreements about money, just, things being kept in the dark, you being kept outside of something? There could be something with the other person's job situation that they are not telling you. Try and look into, what this is. What else, Spirit? What's gonna come of this? What's the possible outcome here? Aside from this, which is a nice energy, but it's just my feeling that there's like two timelines here. For some of you, having this conversation would actually, lead to balance, lead to your Ten of Cups, lead to you being in this Queen of Cups energy. But I'm just like, it feels like there's something else here as well. What else can you tell me, Spirit? Okay. I'm thinking, well, we'll take these at least. Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Two of Coins. Yeah, something with balance here, definitely. And again, Pentacles, this could be about the balance in your relationship around money. There is a forward-moving energy. Something's coming in here. Again, I think there's going to, money is coming. Money could also come into it. There's just something with this energy that I'm not really, I don't know. But, there's this energy of reflecting on things here. Something's going to come, some sort of communication, some sort of problem, or some sort of problem. Well, maybe some sort of problem is going to come in. That's not what I meant to say. But, sometimes things just come out. There's something going on here with money. It can also be, here the dividing of your assets in case this relationship is actually completing and you are thinking about, okay, I've been through this cycle. I don't trust this person. I'm not getting what I want. And I am wanting to to move on here. Just be aware on that might trigger someone else into an energy that's not really conductive for a fair outcome of this. So two scenarios here. One where this is a conversation that's going to take place and is going to result in clearing up of a misunderstanding or the actual truth about what's going on with the other person, which is not going to be what you imagined it to be. So that's going to have a happy outcome. The other situation here is that this relationship is actually coming to a close. There's some sort of deceit here. It could have something to do with money, can be a third party situation. And just be careful that, you know, you don't get yourself in a situation where something is going on that's not fair in regards to how things are going to be shared if this breaks apart. Do you have advice, Spirit, for this? Can we have some advice? Yeah, so two timelines here. I'm not sure what the dark night of the soul really is about here. It could also be that the other person is going through something mentally that's really difficult, not really telling you everything that's going on. Oh, here's the Ace of Pentacles. It was in reverse. I don't often read reversed, but just, keep in mind that this new beginning, financially could potentially be something, could trigger something with that. I don't know what it is, but I am definitely feeling that just be careful if you are about to end this connection because your feeling is there is a third party, or you just are not, being emotionally fulfilled or whatever it is. Just be aware money could end up being an issue. Here's the Nine of Cups, which, is a happy energy, but also a lot of times a single energy. You feeling can be emotional fulfilled by myself. I am stable. I have everything I need. That type of thing. Here's the Six of Cups, memories. Something dating back. This can, because this is a cycle, this can actually be a pattern in you also that goes all the way back to your childhood. So perhaps there's something for you to look at here to see what is it that triggers this. How do you get yourself in these situations, these relationships? 22 on the timer. These relationships that just doesn't give you the emotional fulfillment that you really need. Here's the Seven of Coins. How much more work and effort do you want to put into this? Do you actually really think that this has potential to be a situation where you feel appreciated, where you feel like you get everything that you need in order, to be happy? Here's the Knight of Cups. So yeah, for some of you, this whole conversation will lead to someone giving you an offer of something new, of something changed, of something better. Here's the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, an offer of not only love, but stability, perhaps a more stable way of being in this relationship, going from the Two of Swords, not talking, not really, having a good communication, to the Ace of Swords, being very clear with each other. So, yeah, again, two scenarios here. One could potentially have a very happy ending where some misunderstandings get, cleared up, where the other person tells you things that you may not have known or been sure about, that's going to actually strengthen your connection and bring something good with you. And the other scenario is that you are about to close out this cycle of being with someone that you are just not feeling like you're getting the emotional support that you need, or perhaps the financial support. And this is a long-term pattern with you, that you might have been in situations like this before, in relationships like this before, where you're just not, things are just not really working out. So those two patterns, and for those of you who are in the last one, watch your money, watch that things are being divided fairly. If this is a marriage or a live-in situation or something, the other person could very easily be very triggered by this and decide to not be fair when things get divided. So just a little forewarning on that. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is not really totally done. Um, see here some message cards and see if someone wants to say something to you, perhaps. Oh, that was a lot. We're going to take two piles here since they came out like this. I can't handle your love. I can't do this right now. You are too nice. I don't deserve your kindness. My life is a mess right now. All right. Well, there's some of that dark night of the soul energy. And the other pile, I feel lonely. Why can't I move on from you? I don't know where to start. Why is it that you love me? I need to figure myself out. It hurts so much. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here with this other individual in this connection. Some sort of dark night of the soul, some sort of taking things up to review, and perhaps that's why you're kind of feeling this distance. Then I don't think this has to do with you, although you, of course, are going to learn from this, but it's more so that there's just something here that's, you feel lonely in this connection, and the other person might be, I don't even know where to start on this. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I feel this is you too, that this hurts, that you're not, you're feeling you're not really, yeah, you're not being seen here. So I can't handle this right now. The other person is just not really, there's something going on with them internally or whatever it is. So, but definitely communication, and just be aware that there's two different timelines here. Well, not timelines, but two different stories. One where this needs a conversation and perhaps a we got this together type of plan, and another where this is a karmic cycle that's ending, and it's time for you to learn the lesson of, I really need to be loved and respected and all of that, and end the cycle of being in this type of connections where that's not the case. So anyway, I hope you can use it, and please click like and subscribe, and leave me a comment if this resonates with you, and I'll see you in another reading. Thanks. Big love. Bye bye.